Good morning, welcome to GrainTV. It's September 11th, 2012. To my left is Logan Burgess, and I'm Brock Shimbano. Let's turn over to Fire Tip to check out what's going on in Chicago. Corn and wheat are actually narrowly unchanged. Beans are the leader to the downside right now. We see the dollar index off sharply. Logan, we see beans leading to the downside. What is your outlook for the bean market?
Yeah, Brock, let's hop over here onto a daily candlestick chart of this bean, new crop bean contract right now. You can see some really interesting technical events are shaping up here. This blue line is a 20-day moving average. We're trading right down against that. Additionally, back in July, we printed these highs right around 17. That should act as support. But one thing here, we do have some long-term trend support. If we go all the way back to the kind of the lows that we printed back in June, if we draw a trend line here, you can see that with today's recent action, we're actually down through that. So from a technical standpoint, that could indicate that we're going lower, but the fundamentals in this bean market remain strong. We did see basis back off a bit here last week, so that's not good from certainly from a demand standpoint. But the fundamentals do remain strong. I'm expecting 17 to hold here, but with tomorrow's WASDE report coming out, it really is anybody's guess here at this point. Let's take a quick look and take a look at what we're expecting out of the 12-13 soybean production here for both the U.S. and Brazil. As you can see here, the first column here are the USDA WASDE expectations out of the July report, and you can see in August here we had those sharp revisions lower. 73.27 million metric tons expected out of the U.S. for production. 81 million metric tons expected out of Brazil. Brazil actually surpassing the U.S. here for the first time in terms of soybean production. What are we expecting out of tomorrow's report? Well, on the U.S. side of things, we're looking for around 72.06 million metric tons of U.S. production. That's kind of the average trade guess, according to a Reuters poll here that we saw come out early this week. On the Brazil side of things, in recent weeks, we have seen both AgRural and Informa peg Brazil 2012 13 soybean production around 82 million metric tons. So it looks like this gap is only going to further widen. Those will be two figures, though, that will obviously be closely watched here out of tomorrow's report. Certainly important for anybody that's spread trading this market right now. Brock, I know yesterday afternoon, though, we did get some crop production and progress reports. What are we looking at there? It looks like Isaac didn't really slow down harvest pace.
No, it really didn't, and the maturity pace is actually quite a bit ahead of where we should be at this time of year. If you see corn here, the maturity, we're at 58% mature. 5-year average is about 27%. The thing that we've been watching, though, is the harvest pace for corn. 15% is now harvested, a record pace. Previous record was in 2010, so we're well ahead of where we were last year, our 5-year average, and where we were in the 2010 season. For soybeans, dropping leaves were pretty far ahead of pace as well. About 19% are dropping leaves right now. Harvested, about 4%. Trade was looking for about a 3% harvested rate. So I'm thinking that's adding a little bit of pressure here this morning to the soybean complex.
Yes.
As we get trade going here.
Yeah, certainly. A little bit of harvest pressure could be coming in, and it really doesn't look like any recent rains here are going to significantly add yield onto this crop. If we kind of look at this in a visual manner here, take a look here at corn maturity, well ahead of pace here. The red line is 2012. The yellow line and the blue line are the average and what we saw in 2011. Soybeans dropping leaves here, very similar story. Not quite as far ahead in terms of maturity as what this corn crop is, but still on record pace here, ahead of pace of the average and well ahead of pace of what we saw last year. So both these crops, we knew it from the beginning. They got put in the ground exceptionally early, and now they're getting harvested exceptionally early. Watch out for some harvest pressure coming into the futures market, and additionally into the cash market here moving forward.
You know, we do really see some harvest pressure starting to form from the corn market. If you take a look at this graph here, you can see that record pace that we're on, the red line, is quite a bit ahead of where we were in 2010, the previous record, the blue line here. But in relation to where we should be this time of year, the green line, you can see that we're well ahead of pace, about 2 weeks ahead of pace on our corn harvest right now. So that's definitely going to be adding some pressure both to the cash market and to the futures right now. But I think tomorrow is going to be the big day that the markets are really being focused on. I think demand is going to be a big issue. What are we going to see? Are we going to see revisions in demand once again? August report, we saw some large revisions. We missed the mark on ethanol for last year. We missed the mark on exports. So I think we're going to see some revisions to those two items in tomorrow's report.
Right, certainly another big question there will be the feed usage number come out. We did see sharp declines in that in the August report from what we saw in July. What are we going to see in September? We'll find out tomorrow morning. 7:30 a.m. Central Time is when that report will come out. We're going to be here in the studio filming right around then, so look for GrainTV getting posted early tomorrow morning. I think that kind of wraps up our show here for Tuesday, Brock. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the WASDE report.